Okay, what's good, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber back at it again, guys, with another Versus episode. And today we're going to be looking at all the Thanos, or Thanos, however you pronounce it. However you prefer to say it. Thanos. I like to say Thanos, but people in my comment section like to correct me and say it's Thanos. So I don't know if there's a right way to say it, so I'll just say Thanos, just to please some of my YouTube subscribers. So guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Thanos. Well, three of these are from the previous year. And then the other one is a classic version, of course, off to the right here. This is the classic Marvel Select Thanos. And then we have another Marvel Select Disney exclusive Thanos. And then we have the Marvel Legends Thanos. Thanoses. And now recently I just picked up this figure right here, guys. I was kind of holding off on him because I bought so many damn Thanoses. So, this guy right here, I decided just to pick him up just for the hell of it. He's still very expensive. He's still he's still hard to find. I think he was a Walmart exclusive, if I'm correct. And he's still hard to find. And like I said, he's still very expensive. So we're going to take a look at all these Thanoses. And we're going to do like a comparison, a versus video. Which one's better? Which one has this, that, this, so on and so forth. So we're going to do the plus and minuses. And so I figure since we got this figure right here, and I have yet to review this figure on my channel, but if you guys have YouTube, then I'm sure you've seen plenty of reviews of this Thanos figure. The metallic blue, one thing I love about this figure as well, guys, is like I just said, the metallic blue. Oh, and also we're going to do some head swappage too. Yes, there is such a word as head swappage. I just made that up. Obviously we can't do any head swaps with the big Marvel Select. This Marvel Select actually is in legend size, which is really good about this figure. So we're going to do some head swaps. Of course, we can't do any head swaps with... Oh, actually, you know what? We can probably do a head swap with him, but the color might be a little bit off. But with these two, we can actually do head swaps. And also, I do have some interchangeable heads right here as well. So we're going to mix it up and see what we can create a better Thanos. Now, before we do that, we're going to take a look at this Walmart exclusive Thanos right here, and just plus and minuses of this figure. I do love the face sculpt. I do love the head sculpt. He is a little bit too dark purple. I mean, in the right light, he looks really amazing, but I felt like they could have, gave him a little bit more lighter shade. Being that he has such a dark metallic blue, you know what I mean? And this right here, as far as the gold, it just kind of looks like, well, this looks like gold, this kind of looks like orange, yellow orange. So I'm not really digging that. I do dig the metallic blue vibe. Of course, the Marvel Legends articulation is best in the business. I've said it many times. The boots, the sculpt, everything about the Thanos is pretty awesome, except for the orange yellow vibe that he's got going on, and the face sculpt too. Even though it's a beautifully, nicely face, I just feel it's a little bit too dark, but it is a nice head sculpt, guys. Okay, so let's bring in the MCU version, and this is one of my favorite guys. He made the top. My top 10 as far as the my favorite Marvel Legends of 2018. Now this is from the first 20 years. I keep saying 20 years. This is from the first 10 years, guys. And this one is way better than the Build-A-Figure. He has the open hand gauntlets, the better face sculpt, the teeth right here is just awesome, amazing. The coloring is way better on this Thanos figure. Articulation wise, great Thanos figure. And I just really love this Thanos, and the detail is amazing. I love the big bulkiness of this figure. I said this in my previous video where I just love the feel of this action figure in your hands because he just feels really amazing. And there's really no complaints about this figure, guys. I really love the figure of this Thanos. He is really awesome. He is an awesome version of the MCU Thanos. And he is definitely one of my favorites. There is nothing wrong with this figure. He is awesome. Awesome. And I think if you guys saw a review, actually I didn't do a individual review because it was with with Iron Man and Doctor Strange from the first 10 years. So I did an individual review of all three of those figures, and yeah, I gave him a review. At the end of the video, I'll give you my reviews of all these figures. And then we'll break it down which one's the best out of all these Thanos figures. Okay, so here is the Marvel Select. Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first got this Thanos, I wasn't really too pleased. Listen, he's an amazing figure. He's an awesome figure. But being that this was a Marvel Select, and it also was a Disney exclusive, I expected this Thanos to be a little bit bigger. And it kind of sucks that he fits into the Marvel Legend category of his size. This is a Marvel Legend. This is a Marvel Select. I was expecting, when I first got this in the mail, I was expecting this Marvel Select to be the size of this Thanos right here. I was expecting the big, bulky heaviness of that Thanos, but instead I got this little guy right here. With all that being said, listen, the detail on this Marvel Select figure is awesome. The one downside to this figure is you can't get his arm to lift up really high, and you can't, because it's kind of hindered by this right here. Like the Thanos figure, look, you got the articulation right there. You can see the Infinity Gauntlet. He's raising his Infinity Gauntlet, and you can't get his arm to go up, and you can't really get it to bend all that well because it's kind of hindered by his glove. And that's the best you can get. I mean, that's pretty good. I just wish his arm could go up a little bit higher. Great, awesome Thanos figure. From what I can remember, I think I rated this figure. I think I gave him a pretty good score, but it wasn't a perfect score because he wasn't the perfect Thanos, because I felt like he was a little bit small. It's the same feeling that I had with the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure that I recently reviewed. He was also in my top 10, but he was just small. He was just a small Apocalypse. If the Apocalypse was a little bit bigger, like the size of this Thanos right here, I probably would have gave that Apocalypse a higher score. But this Marvel Select is really on point. The wardrobe, the articulation of this figure, the way he looks, the gold, the blue, he definitely does look a lot like this MCU Thanos right here. And also he does look like he's got the same vibe as the Walmart exclusive Thanos going on as well, as far as like the wardrobe going on. But as far as color, you know, these two right here have like a similar color theme going on as far as the gold and how more realistic they look. When you combine the Walmart exclusive with the Marvel Select, this is kind of more the cartoonish, you know, straight out the comic book, where these two are kind of like the MCU versions of Thanos. So I'll give you my rating of this Thanos after we take a look at the classic Thanos, the classic Marvel Select Thanos. And he is just amazing figure. Once again, big bulkiness. Listen, he's still an awesome figure. He still holds up to this day. The big girthiness of this figure is really on point. I mean, the face sculpt is amazing. And he is just awesome. He just feels amazing. You know, he can do the splits. He's got awesome everything about this Thanos is pretty much on point. I can't remember what I gave this Thanos. I think I gave him... Oh, man, I don't really know what I gave him. I think it was... I wish I would have watched my Thanos review. But if you're watching this review, I did a review of all these figures for the with the exception of the this Thanos right here. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this review is I figure, you know what, I have all these Thanos figures. I figure I'll take them out and do like a versus episode and see which one's better. Now they all fall into different categories. Like I said, these two right here are more comic versions, and these two are like MCU versions. So it's going to be really hard to do a comparison, really, of these figures. You know, a versus of these figures. So I think I gave this one. I think I gave him a 9, if I can remember correctly. I also gave this MCU Marvel Select a 9 as well. The reason why I didn't give him a 10, because of the size. This Thanos right here from Avengers Infinity War, I gave him a perfect 10 because he is just flawless. There's nothing wrong with this figure. I think he's really, really, really awesome. And he definitely looks a lot like the version that we saw in Avengers. And articulation-wise, everything about him is pretty much on point. Now, as far as this Marvel Walmart exclusive Thanos. He's really awesome, and that's but you know, he's not my favorite. He's probably my least favorite of all these Thanos figures because I just, you know, like I said, the face is a little bit too dark, even though it's really nice. It's too much dark purple. You know, if it was a shade of this color, then yeah, I get it. The metallic blue is the only thing that really sells this figure, and the orange and yellow really doesn't do it for me. So if I were to rate this figure, guys, I would probably give him a 7. That's how much I like this Thanos figure. So he would be at number 4. So let's put him right here at number 4. Number 3, guys, it's going to be the old school Thanos figure right here. He is going to be at number 3 in this versus episode. Even though he is a classic, these Thanos figures are a little bit more better. Second place would be this Marvel Select, guys. He's really, really awesome. He fits well into your Marvel Legends. I mean, if he was a Marvel Legend, I probably would rate him a little bit higher, you know what I mean? I probably would give him a 10, but being that he's a Marvel Select, I expected him to be a little bit bigger. But he's an awesome Thanos nonetheless. But the one that takes the cake is from the MCU, Avengers, Infinity War. Everything about him is on point. The face sculpt, the body, the gauntlet, everything about him is really, really, really awesome, guys. I really, really dig this Thanos figure. Now, let me see. I don't know if I can take this out. Looks like this hand is kind of loose. Let's see. Now we're going to do some head swappage, guys. So we're going to take this big Marvel Select, put him back here, because you can't really do a head swappage with that Thanos because his head is a little bit too big because he is freaking big. So what we're going to try out, guys, is we have a couple of alternate heads right here. Oh yeah, and here's this head too for this other Thanos for the Walmart exclusive. Here's the other head, which I didn't really care too much for. This is the one. This is the head that was with the previous Build-A-Figure, so I didn't really care for that one. And here's the this one right here. And actually, I prefer this head a little bit better because I do like his open mouth. I do like the teeth of this Thanos. So there's Thanos. And yeah, he does look a little bit better with the open mouth. So there's that. So what I can do, guys, as far as head swappage, being that I can't put... Well, I can probably put... I don't know. Let's see. let's see if I can put this head. Let's pop off some heads here. So I'm going to pop off his head and try to pop it on the first 10 years Thanos and see how it looks on here. And yeah, the head is a little bit too small if I put it on this Thanos, and the color doesn't go right with the texture of his skin. He has a little bit more darker purple face. So let's leave his head off. Let's try to pop this head onto this body right here. See how this looks. See if this pops in. And the answer is, let me see, take this off camera. And it might be, yeah, the ball joint might be a little bit too big. But I know this head, let's see, will this head fit on here? Let's try this head. Yeah, the ball joint is a little bit too big, but that's what he would look like with the MCU version. Actually, he looks really awesome like that. Too bad the ball joint is too big for the head, but that's what he would look like. Actually, he doesn't look too bad, does he? He looks pretty awesome like that. Yeah, the ball joint is a little bit too big, being that this is a Marvel Select. But that's what he would look like. And he actually looks pretty good like that. So let's pop off his head. And this is a Marvel Legend. So we'll pop on the MCU head onto this one. See how he looks. And yeah, okay. The head is a little bit too big. He looks good, but it's a little bit too big. It fits on there well. Here's the other alternate head, which plugs in a little bit better. And yeah, he doesn't look right. He looks really uncomfortable in that uniform. So yeah, that's not going to work. So that doesn't work. Here's this head, just for the hell of it. We'll try to pop it on there, and yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't fit on there. It doesn't pop on there that well. But it does look pretty interesting. And as far as, let's see, did we try this already? Did I try popping the head on here? I think I did. Yeah, the color scheme wasn't working. So guys, and here's his head right here. Let's try it on this body right here. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. The ball is a little bit too big, but that's what the head looks like on him, and it doesn't look right. I mean, if anything, let me pop his head back on here. Let me pop it back on here. And then, I don't know if this came with an alternate head. I don't think it did, but pop that on there. And the only thing that looks good is this head actually looks pretty decent on here. And this is the only one that really can fit in on this Walmart exclusive Thanos. But he just looks really uncomfortable in there, you know what I mean? But he does look good. And the face, it can work on there if you wanted to. You know what I mean? But he just looks stuffed in there, you know what I mean? He looks really constipated. Like the head, it doesn't really seem to fit on there. Like it's supposed to belong on this body, like a longer body. Like this is just a little bit too stocky, you know what I mean? So we'll put this head back on. The grimace face. Actually, I prefer this sculpt a little bit better. I gave this figure a 7. I with this face sculpt, he's a little bit better. I might have to move him up to an 8. But he still stands at a number 4, guys. So yeah, number 4 for the Walmart exclusive. Number 3 for the classic Marvel Select Thanos. Number 2 is the Marvel Select Disney exclusive. And then number 1 is the MC version from the first 10 years from Avengers Affinity War. I think this Thanos right here, I think is the best out of all of them. I mean, you can make an argument with this one. I mean, if this was a Marvel Legends, I mean, he would probably rival this Thanos right here. But being that he looks so much more like the MCU from the version from the MCU, from the movie. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Even though I think he was briefly in this wardrobe, it wasn't exactly like this, but Thanos was briefly in a wardrobe similar to this in the movie. I just like this face sculpt a little bit better, and I like this body mold a little bit better. Even though the body mold to this one is really awesome, and the face sculpt is really awesome, I just like this Thanos a little bit better, man. The grimace on it is awesome. The Infinity Gauntlet, I like the bronze look. I like the gold trim, and I think this one is the best out of them all, guys. So 10, 9. I think I gave him a 9, and I'll give this Walmart exclusive Thanos an 8, guys. And also, I think this one has better articulation as well, because it has the double jointed knees and everything, and he just looks better. So guys, whew, I'm out of breath, man. I can't believe I made this a 20-minute video. If you guys sat through and watched me ramble on about which one is the best Thanos figure, thanks. But there was my little versus episode, guys. The Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos. That's probably what I'm going to call this video. So tell me, which one is your favorite, guys? I do still have a fondness for this Marvel Select, but this Marvel Legends right here, I just think is just a little bit better, guys. So tell me what you guys think. Which one out of all these Thanos figures do you like? I mean, they're all beautiful in their own rights. I do like them all. They're really, really awesome. I'm really pleased to have all these figures. But I think the Marvel Legends from the first 10 years wins this one, guys. So, tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments, in the comment section. If you guys like this video, hit the like button with your infinity thumb, with your infinity gauntlet. Comment. Comment. I definitely want to hear from you guys which one you think is better. If you're not subscribed to this video, hit that notification button. Well, subscribe to this channel first, and then hit that notification bell to receive more cool, awesome reviews like this. And there you guys have it. There was my little review of Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos. Or if you're like me, Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos versus Thanos. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!